large ball. This is a 200 millimeter ball. You could do this in smaller versions. It's no problem to do that also. Just make your ribbon smaller as you decrease the size of the ball, okay? When you're working with the ball, I found it's just easier to put it in a bowl. This is just a bowl from our kitchen. And then I can just set it in there and it's not rolling all around while I'm creating it. One of the very first things you're going to need to do for our ball topper is, if this part is where it attaches, you're going to need to be able to make sure this is secure and not going to break off or anything like that. I will keep the hanger if I can, or I can add another hanger if I need to. A couple of different options for this. This one is glued in, so I don't need to really do anything to it, but I could use a product like Gorilla Glue to put some glue around there and pop it back in. I can also use hot glue. This is a non-breakable ball. You could do this on a beautiful glass ball as well. You're just going to need to attach everything to the top without glue if it's glass, because hot glue will just pull right off, or you'll need an E6000 or a Gorilla Glue or something like that to help attach whatever you're putting on, okay? So we've prepped that. It's ready to go. The next step is going to be to make our bow. All right, so let me just pop this off to the side for a second while we make our bow. And I'm going to show you how to make the bow in your hands today, so it'll be real easy for you to create it pretty without any special tools, basically, okay? So this is a 2.5 inch ribbon, all right, and we got this one from Khalees.com. What I want to do is figure out my tail length, and I'm going to do that with the ball over here. And the easiest way to do that is take and measure out from the top of the ball. I'm going to rotate it around. Move over, Jingle Bells, just a little. Scissors. Measure from the top of the ball how far I want that ribbon to go down. Depending on your home, and sometimes it's fun to have it even go below the ball. See how far that would go? Because we can put a nice little curl in it. So I'm going to measure that out. However long I want that to be, I'm just marking that right here with my hand, okay? I'm just going to gently gather that in my fingers, and then I'm going to twist it. Okay, and then I'm going to make a loop length, what I think will work. Just bring that over to the top of my ball and see if I like it. Does that look good? I like it. Okay, and if I'm happy with that, we'll do the same thing. I'll scrunch, and then I twist. So I'm keeping the scrunch and the twist right in my fingers. All right, let's bring it around again, and I'm going to make this loop just the exact same, close as I can, eyeballing it here to the other side, and I'll scrunch that one up. Okay, so I've got a loop on each side. And that's all I'm going to have of the green. I like that. I'm happy with it. So I'll just cut these to the same length here. And I'll make the tails pretty later. I'm just going to snip them right now. Okay, so there's the back part of our bow. The next part we're going to do is the red and white, because it looks so fun with the red and white on the ball. And I'm going to make this tail, I'm just holding that in my hand while I measure it out. I'm going to make it about the same. Okay, and I'll bring it to the center, and then I'm going to scrunch. You see me just scrunching it up. Put it in the middle. And then I'm going to give it a twist. Okay. And we'll give it a loop here. How far should we make this loop? I think we'll make it a little bit shorter. Okay, and I'm just going to lay that on top. Do I like that? If I'm happy with it, I go with it. If I want it a little longer, this is the time to make it a little longer. Make it just a hair longer. So I scrunch, hold that in my fingers, and then I usually just throw these spools on the ground, guys, but I'm trying to keep it a little neater for you guys. I'll scrunch on both sides. So you can see I've got a scrunch, and I'm going to make another loop. So I've got to make a twist. Okay, I'll bring it up to the center. I'm going to throw the spool on the ground because it's getting a little twisted. Just easier, it stays out of your way. All right. Yes, I'm doing this one today where you don't have to have any special tools. You're just going to have to go get the ball at the store, and then you're going to be ready to rock and roll. And so this one needs to come down, so I'm going to put it on this side of this loop right here. Let me back it up a little till I get it the right size. I like it. And I'm just going to scrunch it. Okay, fluff it out. Make sure everything's looking right and lay it flat. Isn't that pretty? So far, so good, guys. We've got one loop in the back. That's the green. And then we have 2 loops of the red stripe on the front. Isn't that fun? Okay, I'll just switch hands for just a second so I can cut this with my right hand. And I'll just cut it straight across. And we're done with that one. Now, the fun little piece we're going to put in the middle is this polka dot. And this one's just a lot smaller. And I think a little fun trick we did on this one is we had, I'm going to have these tails going up and down. See how they kind of go opposite each other, even though they're long. We're going to do the same thing on this one. And I'm going to have this one be a little short little poppy tail. But I think I want it to go this way. Since all these tails are going right, let's have this one go left. Okay, and I'm just going to gather it. Okay, in there, hold it with my thumb. And twist. Okay. And just a little short one. Okay, let's make it just like a little pop. Just a little pop of color. I like that little snap of glitter because there's a little glitter in the ball and you're picking up the white in the ball. Okay, I'm going to twist it. Wait a second. Yep, I got to twist it. I twisted the wrong way. What you doing, twist? And then I'm going to bring this one back around and scrunch it. Okay, so I want the loops to be, whoops, can't jerk it quite that hard. Pretty close, but I want one loop up, one loop down, one tail up, one tail down. Okay, and there's a little bit of a fold here. You got to fix all these right now. All right, I like it. So let's trim. And I'll make these tails all exactly how I want them when I get to that point, but I'm not quite there. Okay, hold the center really tight, and I'm going to grab a couple of cable ties. I'm going to use a shorty in the middle, so for me that's 8 inches, and then I use usually an 11-incher in the back. You probably don't need it that big, and it's not going to matter the color in this particular project because these are not going to show. So I'm going to get it a little tight, and I'm going to run that between my fingers right there. So it's not all the way tight because I'm going to take just a second here and get everybody where I want them. So you can see I separated the green between the red and the white. Make sure we're spreading that out properly. All right, you keep on doing all your fluffing. Okay, it looks really good. So ideally, when we get to this point, we've got 2 tails up, okay, 2 tails down, and then we've got a smaller tail up and down, and I'm going to make those about the same size. I just need to cut a little more off here. Okay, let me go ahead. This is our attachment cable tie, how we're going to attach it to the top of the bow, so I've got to put that in right there and get this tight. All right, now grab my wire cutters. Just trim that part off right there. Okay. Now I'm going to take just a second and check these tails that we cut here earlier. And like that one is not pretty at an angle. I'm going to just recut that and get it pretty. That one's pretty good. Let's check these two. See how we're doing? Yeah, let me get a little angle cut on these. I just think they're cuter finished like that. I am going to curl them up when we get them on top of the ball. Okay. So our we would call this a funky bow with long tails, all right? So the only little trick on this is whatever ribbon goes in the very front, let's keep those tails kind of shorter so they're not, you know, unless you want them to be the same length and you want them to come down in between these two, then you would have reversed this angle and have those tails come there. But I thought it'd be fun just to have a little action in that section, okay? So that part is done. Before we attach this to the ball, we want to get our pick. We've picked out one just simple pick, and for us, that's this Jingle Bell pick, which I just totally love. Screams Christmas. It's heavily snowed, but it has a great jingle, and I thought that'll be really fun to have this on the ball coming down. So what we're going to do is like I would say in design school class, we're going to shake hands with it, get to know it really well, and fluff it all out. And then I'm going to trim off a few pieces. So let me just get in here and trim off this section. And what I'm looking for is for it to be long enough to come down the side of the ball. It doesn't have to be huge, but just some nice little pieces to add in under the bow. All right, let me get in here. Let's see, that one's kind of thick, but let's pull it a little. There we go. If I pull that piece off, isn't that a great jingle? I mean, Santa, I mean, if I were little, I would think Santa's here. There's the number 2 piece. Let's do one more. Okay, one more piece. Let's take this one and trim it. You know, these balls work great for adding to a tree. They also look lovely just sitting in a bowl like we've got here. How fun is that? You can just add them all over the place. Okay, so I've got my 3 pieces. I've got them kind of in a little star pattern here. Let's grab a cable tie and let's see if we can get them attached together first. So I'm just going to go right here where I'm getting all 3 pieces. And we just want to have some pressure added to them with this. Nothing fancy. Okay, I just pulled that tight. No problem. Now, I'm going to do a little trick. I'm going to take some of these little twigs that are underneath and we're going to give them a twist. So if anybody were ever to pick it up by this part of your design, it wouldn't just pull out of your whole piece. A piece from this little pick would grab that and hold on so nothing could really pull out. Okay? So we've kind of made like a little, basically like a cute little snowflake out of these. Bring your ball over. Here we go. And on my ball, I saw that I can get a cable tie through this center. So that'll be my plan to attach everybody together real easily right here. I'll bring this from the bottom and just bring that through. Okay. And then we're going to start to layer up our design. I'm going to put this on first. And the only thing I need to do is if I'm going to use this for my hanger, I need to pull it through. And you know what would be really pretty? Hey, I got a new plan. Let's use a big ribbon hanger. Let's change it. Let me get some of that red and white ribbon. And let's use that for our hanger because that would be so much more fun. Because I'm thinking we want something longer, okay? So let's make that about, it's probably about 24 inches. And I'm going to make us a little hanger. So we're going to make a loop, just a really big loop of ribbon. It's nothing too crazy, guys. I just, about 24 inches of ribbon backed on itself, okay? And let's just trim that off. Ooh, this is going to be cute. It's going to look really cute. So it can hang down from a higher thing. Oh, you know, it might look really cute coming from our ceiling fan in our living room. Might be perfect. Okay, and then I'm going to take and just knot these together. I'm going to use a little glue, which I've got some glue back here to hold them together. And that way I'm doing this because this ribbon is not two-sided. If it were two-sided, we could just use one piece, but it's not. I'm going to just glue those together. So I've just kind of sandwiched them like a sandwich there. And I'm going to run this right down the middle. So it's going to get grabbed in there. I'm going to just do like that. It's going to get grabbed in this cable tie that's holding on the twigs. Okay, and I've left the little string, the little silver string, in case I have some type of failure and I need it, I can have it. Okay, and I'm going to just tie that to the top. It's going to be a little bulky, but it's going to be okay because the bow is going to cover all the ends here. All right, let's trim this off. Okay, now it's time to get our, this is our demo bow, but let's get our real bow we made with the long tails over here. We need that one. And this is just going to come together. Super cute. So I am just working through the center of the hanger that we decided to add on. Okay. And I'm going to go underneath here. I'm going underneath the hanger, underneath the all the twigs. So that way I'm getting under everything to attach the bow. And that will give us a bigger attachment point so this bow doesn't slide all around on us. I'm going to take that and tighten it up. And come right to the top here. Okay, so I've got it tight. Now you can't get it so tight that you start popping everything off, right? Look how cute it looks already. I love this. Okay, it's just spinning around in my bowl there. Don't panic. All right. Now, let's get our hanger positioned since we ended up making a really fun hanger, which I love. So it needs to come up from the sides of the bow here. So I just twist it around and get it where we want it. There we go. Look at this. How stinking cute. I love it. That is cute. So that will come kind of right through the center of the bow. And you know what would make that really neat and clean is if we were able to pull that to the center and just get a little bit of a cable tie on it right there in the middle to cinch it up. And if I had a little clear one, that would work the best, but I got one right here. Yes. Sorry, this was the last, while we were here in the creative zone, I added this little bit of technique that I wasn't going to do, but it's so cute. Okay, take this, and I'm just using a clear cable tie so it doesn't show quite as much as the green. And I'm going to cinch that as tight as I can to the bow, because that's our hanger, and make sure I've got nothing backwards. Because when it hangs, we don't want to see any of that. Oh, perfect. So now the hanger's coming out of the top of the bow. Okay, bring my little bowl back. And I'm going to trim off that part of the cable tie. Right there. Cutie patootie. So it doesn't look super cool in the picture right now, but that's our hanger. I'm going to curl that up. Alright. Right there in the curl on the top. That is our built-in hanger. Now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to take and curl these tails. So I just take the ribbon. I'm curling one in the back. Let me curl one toward you can see it better. Take this one here, curl it up on your fingers, just like you're curling hair. Back in the day, we put our hair in curlers. We would just curl that. Look how cute that is. And kind of, this one here, you just curl a little bit, the white one. Fluff these out. All right, let's curl the green one. How fun is this? You know, if you have those lights in your kitchen that drop down, I think they're called pendulum lights. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but how cute would you, doing a small ball from each one or every second one, wouldn't that be precious? Okay, now I'm taking the twigs and I'm bringing them down. Okay, just bringing them down and making sure they're spread out where they go in each little section of the bow. Okay, how cute! Now, the last little touches, I'm going to grab a couple of the bells from our little pick here that we were using. So we just do it over to the side. That's just so fun. I'm loving that. Okay. I want to just around the center where we put the hanger. So I've curled that up for now, but this is our hanger. So when that's hanging, how fun is that going to be? But I want to add just a little bit of detail around there with some of these little bells. So I'm going to take off this green bell. See if we can just unwrap it. It's completely wired on, so I can just take and unwrap it. And let's take off a little red one. And we're going to make like a little bell cluster. I'm going to take off another green one here. Alright, and let's get another red. And we definitely will save these twigs for something else. So I've got 4 little bells separated out. And the first thing I'm going to do is take and just twist their wires together. So they are like a little family now. Okay, right there. And just trim that little end off. And because this is going to be glued on and not wired, come on dude, my cutters are wearing out for little wires. Okay, take and ball this into the littlest little disc here. We're going to use that part right there to put the glue on. Alright, then we're going to glue it right in close to our bow right here. So it's so cute, little detail right there. That gets me excited. Alright, let me take and get some glue on it. So what I do, I don't use a glue gun, guys, so you'll see me bring the glue to my project with a bamboo stick out of my glue pot. I'm just going to tuck that right here. Okay, and we'll just hold it for a second. Listen to the jingle jangle! Okay, let's do it again with this set, and then we'll rotate and just do that on the back. So because if you can see here, can you see? There is a little bit of that cable tie piece right there, and we're going to use this to hide that. If these wires were just a hair longer, we could have done it, wired it right around. But I knew they were going to be too small, and my little finger is going to drive me nuts. So look there, I squashed it into a little area. That's going to help hold the glue better than if you were to glue it just right to the jingle bell. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring the glue from my glue pot over here. Just put a little piece on. Look how cute. I hope you guys can do this project right now with stuff you have right at your house. I know you have some cute things. If you're needing anything, you know, we still got all the fun stuff over at Cleese.com. The ribbon, the bells, all that goodies. Look at this. Okay, let me move the little bowl out of the way. We did it. I mean, this is super duper cute. Super duper cute, y'all. And I love our last minute edition of the adorable hanger. So to give you an idea of how it's going to look hanging. Look at that. Totally amazing, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you go visit us over at Cleese.com. We've got a blog there with lots of other projects to inspire you to have fun through creating. It's a great stress reliever, and the things you make are going to blow your friends and family's mind. We can't wait to see you here. Come and join us. See you next time. Bye, Blue Merinos. Go have so much fun with